Okay, second video here over 9G. I'm doing this more for third and ninth period to go over some of the example problems and some of the rules right here, just because I want to make sure that we're sort of up to speed. Okay, so if the dimensions of any shape multiplied by any number x, the perimeter, okay, or the circumference is going to multiply by the same thing, x. Okay, and the area is going to multiply by x squared. All right, so for instance, when we had our 1 by 1 square, and let's say we have a similar square that's 8 by 8. Okay. All right, well, the perimeter of the original one was 4. The perimeter of this new one is 32, okay? So the dimensions multiplied by 8, okay? Because we went from 1 by 1 to 8 by 8. Well, the perimeter multiplied by 8 as well because it was originally 4 and it multiplied to 32, okay? So whatever the dimensions multiply by, the perimeter multiplies by the same thing, okay? Now the area of this square was 1. The area of this square was 64, okay? So the area multiplies by 64. Well, how does 64 relate to 8? Okay, well, it's 8 squared. Okay, so if the dimensions multiply by any number x, which in this case was 8, the perimeter multiplies by x. Okay, the perimeter went from 4 multiplied by 8 became 32. The area is going to multiply by 8 squared, okay, which is 64. So this original area was 1. If the dimensions multiply by 8, so the area multiplies times 8 times 8. Okay, so 1 times 8 times 8 is 64.
For the owner of a silver Audi A7 with a license plate NBP
That's not me.
0002, please come to the front office.
All right. Now, on the flip side, if an area of a shape multiplies by something, the dimensions are going to multiply by the square root of that. Okay. So this is saying the same thing. It's just, let me erase that and put that back up. Okay. So we know that whatever the dimensions multiply by, the area multiplies by that number squared, right? So if the area multiplies by a certain number, okay, then we know the dimensions multiply by the square root of that number. So, going by our first rule, the perimeter of a triangle is 17, dimensions multiplied by 3. What's the perimeter of the new triangle, okay? Well, if the dimensions multiply by 3, the perimeter multiplies by 3, okay? So if our original perimeter is 17, okay, it's going to multiply by 3, so the new perimeter is going to be 51. All right, so here we go. The area of a triangle is 1400. The dimensions multiply by 1/5, okay, which means they really divide by 5. What will be the new area of the triangle? Okay, so if the dimensions, okay, multiply by any number, the area, because we're looking at area here, multiplies by that number squared, okay? So the dimensions multiply by 1/5, so the area is going to multiply by 1/5 squared, okay, which is really 1/25th, okay? So what we're going to have to do is, if this original area is 1400, we're going to multiply 1400 by 1/25th to get the new area. All right, so the new area is going to be 56. All right, so here the perimeter of rectangle 16, the area is 12, the dimensions multiplied by 3. What will be the new perimeter in the rectangle? Okay, so I'll let you guys try that one on your own, but you know that, okay, the dimensions multiply by 3, which means the perimeter is going to multiply by 3. Okay, so the original perimeter is going to multiply by 3. The area is going to multiply by 9, which is 3 squared. Okay, so take your original perimeter, multiply it by 3. Take your original area, multiply it by 9. Okay. Now, we did this other video here on the cubes. All right, this will be sort of where we stop. So the dimensions of a cube multiplied by 4, the surface area we see should have multiplied by 16, and the volume multiplied by 64. Okay, so coming back to our dimension stuff here. Okay, so if the dimensions multiply by x, Okay, the area is going to multiply by x squared, and the volume is going to multiply by x cubed. Okay, so now we can do some of these volume problems here. Okay, when the dimensions multiply by a certain number, the area multiplies by a certain number, the volume is going to multiply by that number cubed. All right, so the dimensions multiply by x, perimeter multiplies by x, area multiplies by x squared, volume multiplies by x cubed. The rest of these we will talk about in class at another time because we're out of time. Y'all have a good day and take care.